Hey Scorpios, I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you're one of my incredible subscribers, thank you as always for being here. You know the usual opening, which is that these are general readings, so they're not going to resonate for everyone. Just take what does, leave the rest, and if none of it resonates, it just means it's not your reading this time. Or you can always get a personal reading. This reading, I'd like to give a shout out to my amazing cousin. And when I say amazing, I mean she is somebody who, she's my hero. She has overcame so many incredible challenges. And I don't mean just one minor challenge, I mean serious challenges. And she always beats it, and she's strong. Nothing stops her, and she always has love in her heart. I hadn't seen her in years, and I ran into her at a very difficult time in my life. And unfortunately, I lashed out. I was being ridiculous. And go figure, it is what it is. And she came to my rescue. It's like she intuitively knew that I was struggling. And she's a Scorpio. She's incredible. And she literally gently picked me up by the scruff of the neck, and so began actual regular communication. And I am so grateful because she was the strength I needed in my life, and she showed me what real love is. And I can't thank her and her family enough for being the beautiful angels they are. So without further ado, thank you. Shout out to my cousin Anna. I love you so, so much. Honest to God, I'm so fortunate for you. And let's get into it. Also, you guys can definitely leave her a comment and leave her some love as well. Ride the wave. First card out, 14. Okay, so we have two dolphins. Beautiful. So 14 could be something that you're manifesting in terms of stability or a foundation. Perhaps there's something that you want to change, maybe at home, but mostly 4 plus 1 is 5. So there's changes, and maybe it's just a matter of you've gotten to a point, Scorps, where whatever comes out, no matter how big the wave is, and do you see how huge it is? It's like you emerge from it. So funny enough that I opened up with that story about my cousin, because this is her beauty. And no matter sorry, 1 second, there went my throat chakra. No matter how big the obstacle, it's like you guys just fly out of it, right? So beautiful. That is your main energy right now, is that no matter what changes are happening, it's like you guys are able to balance out the power and just go with it. So let's see what this is regarding. I'm being told to use this deck here. What is this regarding, please, Spirit? The Ride the Wave card. Yep, you're letting go. You're letting go of control issues, and it's like, if perchance there's been some health struggles, or if there's been some financial struggles, if there's been career struggles, because the pentacles relate to the physical aspects and the external to us, right? So what manifests in life. It's kind of like, okay, you know, whatever happens, I've got this. You're not trying to control it anymore, because it's like some of you have realized that the more you try and fight the wave, the more it just throws you down onto the beach and then sucks you back in. And it's like, why bother fighting it anymore? You just kind of are taking the approach that whatever happens, happens. And I feel like you're releasing something. Perhaps there was something that held you back. Sometimes we get confused in terms of what we can do with our control. And it's because it's an illusion. Life will give us these opportunities where when we use our willpower, everything goes the way that we want it to. And then all of a sudden, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, that one day you're using your willpower and something that's always worked in the past just isn't working anymore. And I think that you guys have come to that awakening and that lesson, which is I can try to control something, but it's just not going to work. So I'm just going to ride the wave, see what happens, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm just going to see what life brings, which is beautiful too, because every day Spirit gives you an opportunity to make a choice. Nothing is ever permanent, right? And in the impermanence of life, it's like, what are you going to do? And Spirit gives you the choice. It's, do you want to fight what's coming towards you? Or do you want to just see where it goes? Right? It's like living in the moment. I feel like some of you are just really living in the moment. And that's quite advanced in terms of awakening, if you will. So let's see. Look at you. 3 of Cups. So you could be hearing news of a celebration, maybe of a birth or a marriage or some kind of get together, or it could just be a matter of enjoying time with your friends or your family. You're feeling emotionally content. I'm hearing gratitude. You're just feeling good for the experiences that you're having. I think that you're feeling pretty loved at the moment, which is good. And I think you're just enjoying whatever happens, right? It's like new day, new experience. Beautiful. No internal conflict. So the next card we have is 24, stuck in the mud. And then there's an elephant. So 4 plus 2 is 6, which speaks to balance. Now, the way that I'm seeing this is it could be that some of you have just accepted that maybe some people don't go with the flow. So you might be leaving some relationships behind, right? Because the elephant is walking away and then this bird is faced in the opposite direction. So that could be what it is some of you are at this transitional point where, you know, if others choose to stay stuck in where they're at, that's fine. And you're not judging it. Yeah, look at this. Somebody who's very fixed and rigid. Ooh, the Emperor could be dealing with a father figure. Grandfather figure could be dealing with a boss. Maybe they're so rigid. And the way that this Emperor is looking over here, maybe you were getting some criticism. It's just like, why aren't you taking this more seriously? Why aren't you doing it this way? Why aren't you implementing this? It's like this person is so incredibly rigid sometimes that you're like, I can't deal with you today. I'm just gonna just chill, right? It's like you're done trying to reason with this individual because they are so incredibly in their ways, like they're so set in their ways that it's frustrating. I'm getting this frustrating feeling, right? And see, what did I tell you? It's about the things that you're doing. Maybe you're feeling criticized at this point in time, and that's why you've just released the need to even try to reason with this person, which is good because now your life is going to get a lot better because you're starting to see that this person is theirs, and whatever they want to manifest, they can do that. They can do it their way, but you're going to do things your way. And interestingly, you're finding some way with these 2 dolphins here to move forward regardless. So it's like you're taking a cool, laid-back approach. They're taking a rigid approach, but somehow with the way that you're conducting yourself, it's still moving forward. So whether that be about a decision of something that you have to make regarding anything, it could be to do with home, career, life. Maybe this is your partner, but regardless, you are doing exceptionally well. That's what I'm seeing here. It's pretty straightforward, actually. There doesn't seem to be anything too intense. 15. Look at that. Another 6. What did I tell you about this balance? And it's the One Ring Circus. Again, this reading is very big on control. But you're starting to see that you control your circus, what you can control in your vicinity. And you're not letting the influence of these other people weigh you down, okay? You're not letting their opinions stop you. You are learning what is yours versus what is theirs. You are also learning a big lesson too about what is spirit's, right? So I think you're finding this beautiful balance, and no matter where your circus moves to, you're living in this moment now. You're living for the moment. And so many people they strive to find that peace and they just can't do it. But I feel like you're mastering that. And because you're mastering it and you've let go of resistance to things, that's why you're able to actually enjoy life and enjoy the moment. What do we got here? Two of Swords. What did I tell you about the opinions? What did I tell you? It's like they have, whoever you're dealing with, they've got this blindfold on, and they may come at you and say, you're being a fool, you're not looking where you're going, you're not doing this, you're not doing nag. I'm getting nag. Someone's dealing with a nag. But you know what? You're on the right path. And I know, I feel like you love this person, whoever it is that's around you. And I feel like you know that they're coming from a good place, but I think also you know in your wisdom that they don't see all of the facts and they're not where you're at. And I think you also know too that deep down they're the ones that are feeling out of control, probably in their emotions, because you look at all of those rough waves, right? And they don't want to face or look at what it is that they need to fix in their own life, which is their rigidity and the fact that they can't just chill. And so instead of looking at their own part in this situation, they just criticize you, because twos are about communication. So I feel like, you know, you're just at the point where you're on the fence, and even if a decision needs to be made here and you're making it with another person, there could be two conflicting opinions and thought processes or beliefs. But at the end of the day, you're just going to do what you're going to do. You're going to control. It's kind of like, let's give a situation here. It's like an adventurous person being in a relationship with a homebody, okay? There's love there. You enjoy the time together. Everything is wonderful. But it's like this one person says, I think that it's better to be at home because it's more comfortable here. We can do this. But the other person is like, yeah, but I want to go out and I want to experience things. I want to do things. So it's almost like you're taking the approach of, well, then let me go on a trip and you stay home and watch TV. What's the difference? We don't have to do everything together. So you're finding that good balance, right? But this person that you're dealing with, I think that that they're struggling to take on that approach, which is, you know, I don't want you to go and do your own thing, though. I want to be there too. Well, okay, you can come along, but then don't complain. It's like, I don't know, this is kind of a cute reading. But anyway, so what we've established is that there is some kind of control. Someone is trying to manipulate a situation to be what they want it to be. You already see what that is. You are not allowing their comments or concerns to affect you because you're being chill about it. And it's going to be a little uncomfortable for a bit because this person's catching up to where you're at spiritually and in terms of knowledge and wisdom, but they'll get there. They'll get there. So I'm curious to see what decisions could Scorpios be dealing with? And what is your advice? Well, Scorpio's already got it down, but windfall. Something to do with money, possibly. Maybe investments, maybe a home. Maybe someone wants to sell a home and someone doesn't want to. But someone seems to think that they know better in terms of how to get a better return on equity, if you will. We've got the Four of Swords, so there's some contemplation, like I was saying. And maybe there was an argument here and you're not speaking very much to the person, or maybe the person is throwing a tantrum at this point in time and they've kind of pulled back and they're not talking, but it's like, whatever, go off on your own then. Yeah, because they're so stuck in their belief systems. But the good news is, like I said about the catching up piece, I think in their time of reflection here, they are looking at their belief systems, which is good. And I think that they're going to start to realize that maybe their approach hasn't exactly been the best approach. Hence, it continues to lead to a lack of windfall and abundance. So they might be really taking a look now at the way that they were brought up, or what's been instilled into them, or what society implements. And I think that they're starting to really question what it is that they're fighting so hard to hold on to. And what I think that they're going to find is that it's an identity thing, right? And it's those emotions. It's like they hold on to their belief systems because their belief systems are what make them feel whole. But what they don't realize is that beliefs are impermanent. They need to change in order for us to evolve. So I think that that's what this person is going through right now. What else? Maybe they just have an opinion about your career choices or how you're investing money. Be true to you. So beautiful. I feel like this person is very important in your life, but you've got this down and you're going to continue to be true to you. So cross watchers, if you're watching and if you're wondering, look, is Scorpio going to bend to the way I want to do things? I hate to say it, but in this circumstance, I think it's important to understand the perceptions of Scorpios at this point in time, and that they're not doing this to be malicious. They're not doing this to cause you grief or to cause friction. Not at all. They're doing what is best for them, but also taking you into consideration. So it might be good if you can reflect on that and maybe do the same, right? It's a choice. You don't have to. Maybe you're so fixed and rigid in the way that you do things, but Scorpio is going to continue to be true to them. But know that they do love you and they have taken you into consideration. Hence, you saw that ride the wave card. They're riding alongside you. They're not trying to tell you how to live your life. And maybe to avoid conflict, if there has been, it's just a matter of let Scorpio do Scorpio things, right? So be true to you. Yeah, see? 5 of Swords. I feel like somebody, this cross watcher, I hate to say cross watchers, but I feel this is your energy. I feel like you're trying to be pushy with how they do things, and instead, Scorpio's just being cool about it. They're just walking away from the situation because they don't want to fight. They're like, what's the point of fighting, okay? You have your belief systems. I have mine because it's going from the 4 of Swords to the 5 of Swords. So I guess, I know this is supposed to be a Scorpio reading, but it seems to be more for the cross watchers. If you're going to come at Scorpio again and tell them that they need to do it this way because it's always been done this way, tradition says this has to be done, or this has worked in the past, yada, yada, yada. The thing is, you're just trying to find your own stability. And really, the thing is that things change. There's different ways of doing things. There's always a solution if you're willing to find it, but you're trying to win here, and that doesn't work. So Scorpio is going to continue to stand up for themselves, not in a rigid way, and I think that they're hoping that you could do the same. What else? See, there's that Scorpio energy. They're being supportive. They're the ones that are like, you know what, I love you for who you are, and I told you there was love in this, hence the cups. They love you for who you are. They love you and want to support you, but sometimes they know a little more in terms of the psychological aspect, right? And it's just a thing, like Scorpios are amazing at psychological warfare. And in this case, they're using it to your benefit, which is, I am going to support you by walking away until, you want to actually compromise, or until you want to figure out a plan or a resolution that will help both of us going forward. So each can live their life, but it can be done separately and together, if that makes sense. So they still love you, they still support you, but they also are being true to themselves. So if there can be a balance here, which is the 6, 3, and 3, if there can be a balance in terms of live and let live, this can be resolved. This conflict here, 5, can be resolved. Okay? So what else? Gracefully aging in reverse. Yeah, I told you that because I really felt that, and I got that from Spirit. This person is taking a little bit of time to catch up to you. They're still a little stubborn in their ways. They're still a little fixed in their opinions, and that's why they're not gracefully aging. They are actually probably, causing a few roadblocks here or there. But Scorps know deep down they'll catch up, and that's what it is. And I think that, they haven't grown to the level that you're at right now. But I think, like I said, they're either going to make the choice in which they look at their belief systems and change them, or they're not going to change them, and the conflict may draw out a little longer, okay? See, and just as I said that, some are not going to change. They're going to stay stuck. They're not going to invest in a new way of being to get a different result. Some will. Some are going to look at it and want to cooperate. Some are going to say, okay, let's try it your way, or let's try your suggestion. Let's try and do it this way. So again, it's whatever they're willing to do in this growth period. But the good news is they're in a growth period, hopefully. They've got the opportunity. Spirit's giving them this opportunity. Look at yourself. Look at some reflection here. So let's get you a postcard from Spirit. This is getting quite long. And that's the thing too, is with relationships, I believe I read that there's 5 types of relationships, and only 1 out of the 5 is healthy. The rest are all usually based on control dynamics and power struggles and such. So it could even be arguments to do with children. It could be arguments in terms of how they're being raised, arguments in terms of what they should learn. But regardless, I feel like the person you're dealing with has a little bit more growing to do, and it'll come in time. Dear you, now is one of those times that you are being asked to add some distance. Take a step back and do nothing but observe. Told you that's what Scorp is doing. They're not, I feel like this is them, like they don't want to fight, and they're not going to. So you can sit here and fight the battle yourself. Have an argument with yourself. What's it called? Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath, slow down, and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity. See, I told you, Scorpio is taking into consideration your feelings. So what you may consider or perceive as Scorpio walking away from you or ignoring you or whatever be the case is not actually it. They're taking you into consideration by allowing you to live. You just don't see that yet, okay? So just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath, slow down, and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choice. Trust us when we say now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back now, you'll be glad you did. Love you. And I feel like this is for the cross-watcher who may go from the 4 of Swords to the 5 of Swords, which is, they come back for more of an argument. But you know what? I'm telling you, you're going to do whatever you want, but Spirit is telling you, step back. This is your opportunity to grow and to find peace and to be supportive of each other if that's what you truly want and if you truly love your Scorp, okay? So that's what I got. I hope that it helped. I hope that it resonated for someone out there. And sending you all loads of love. Have a great rest of your day, Scorps. Bye.